Tanner come in because his team lost.
Flags, I guess we
Yeah,
got.
we are.
Yeah, I guess I'm out.
Oh, sorry, Flags. No, you're okay. You ain't Tanner.
Well, Gems and his Lions.
Where did Marco go?
We looked all right though.
Yeah.
But bless you. You need to hit the cough button.
If only I had one.
I love that you just found the nearest blanket and just used that to wipe your shit.
Yeah. Well, like this thing busted. It's like it got blood all over. It's like a crime scene. Like a
Oh,
war. And it just wouldn't stop bleeding. So I just essentially snotted into the bloody blanket that I used trying to clean it up.
So, do you think you'll beat the fucking Broncos next week, there, TA?
Hopefully.
Everybody else does.
I'm
they look
fairly
decent
confident.
today.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I didn't think they were shitty for the first time this year.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident. I'm hoping we can establish some sort of dual running backs now that Melvin Gordon finally reported. Oh, wow.
See ya. Ooh.
How'd you feel about the Chiefs against them Lions?
That was sloppy football.
The third quarter was awful.
I didn't get to watch it. I was just following along on Twitter.
The Lions turned the ball over twice within the 5-yard line in the third quarter.
Oh, God.
The third time they scored, and then they blew it at the end. I don't know. Typically,
Mahomes apparently can't play in a dome either.
only when he's a college student, I guess.
Apparently.
But the Lions, I'm still optimistic because they typically would just get smoked. They would have blew that in like the second quarter. So like a 4-point loss there is a little better. That's loser talk. But also like when they blew that Arizona game when they were winning, that's another game they typically lose. So like things are like trending upward.
Well, and I've seen on Twitter there's some pretty strong evidence of some shitty calls too. So,
Marco.
My headset's not working.
Oh, you're a bitch.
Yeah, is there an echo?
Is there an echo to anyone else?
I don't think so.
All right, cool.
I don't hear one.
We on? We recording?
How about them Browns?
We are live.
How about them? How about them Browns? How about them Chubbies? Man, that dude's fast.
What's his name, Marco?
Chubb.
What's his first name?
Hold on. I actually know that one, but I forgot. It's been a day.
Rhymes
I'll
with
think of it
dick.
later. What?
Or Rick.
It rhymes with dick.
Is it?
You could call him Dick Chubb if you want. The day he had a
Oh, I definitely wasn't. I definitely wasn't going to guess Nick.
Oh my God.
But Landry had a game till he went out.
Looks like Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't that good.
Well, they had all the focus on him. That's why everybody else was making those. How many yards Baker throw for? 300 something.
342, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
So obviously, you know, they had OBJ cover that whole game, or he was getting choked out. Anybody else catch that video?
No.
What was it?
When him and what was his name, Hawkins, they got into a fight. The other dude was holding him down, fucking choking the shit out of him.
When was it?
It was during the fight, during the game. It was like third quarter, I think. Yeah, I saw the clip online though. I'll send it to the group.
What did everyone think about Vontez Burfict's hit?
I didn't see
I
it.
have not
I
yet
assume it was
to
30.
see it.
Flex, I'm
So-
sure.
Yeah, I saw it live at being the Colts guy.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things to me. It looked certainly pretty intentional to go just directly to his helmet. He was already being held up, and basically there was a target for him, and he just decided to just spear right into the. I can't remember which Colts player it was, but it was just pretty clear to me that it was pretty damn intentional and unnecessary.
I don't think he needs to lead with his helmet like that, but slow motion makes it way worse than what it was, in my opinion. Because you look at that, and like if you've played football, that type of stuff happens like that. It's just the snap of the finger, and you're helmet to helmet with someone.
Yeah, but how
And
many times has he done that?
Oh, I'm not saying that he hasn't done it on purpose before. I just don't think this one was completely intentional. I think he needs to learn not to lead with the fucking crown of his head because he's an idiot.
Yeah, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt at this point anymore.
No, you don't get the benefit of the doubt when you're Vontez Perfect. Like, he's had so many of those penalties. In fact, I shared the GIF of Vontez knocking out AB on one of
That's
those.
what started it all. That's why AB's crazy.
Yeah, I love.
It's Vegan's
Like-
fault.
The funny part about all the AB stuff is Vontez started it, and Vontez is the one that stopped Mike Mayock and AB from getting it into it. Like,
Well,
who knew Vontez
some
was
degree,
a peacemaker?
Yeah, to some degree, I got to think that there's a bit of selfishness tied into certain players like that, to where it's like, oh, well, this guy's going to help me win, so I'm always going to have this guy's back or whatever. Whether he's dirty or not, you're always going to have your teammates back. So if you see something going down, whether it's on the field, off the field, practice, whatever, people like that, I have a feeling that they would be the peacemaker, not because they want to be a peacemaker, but because they see a potential for a good player to not be on the field. So I don't know.
Here,
And of course,
I'll
there's some locker room camaraderie.
I just sent everyone a clip of that Vontez perfect hit because I'm kind of curious on what you guys think. Because on the clip in slow motion, it looks bad. It looks really, really bad. It's not as bad as the AB hit, but it's like, come on, man. Because I thought that might have been the end of it because the Raiders were making a run, and then as soon as Vontez is out, I'm like, it'll be just like with Jonathan Abram.
That's really loud.
Yeah, it is. But just like with Jonathan Abram, as soon as they lose that hitter, it's done.
Ooh, that didn't look like it felt very good.
He caught
Not
that 1.
I mean, he even lowered his head. He went helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and his knee had already touched too. So I was like, why?
Uh-huh.
He caught the ball on the down when he was coming down.
Yeah.
Like, he caught the ball, and as he was coming down, he was on his knee. So you could have just touched him.
Right.
Like, you could have just been like, there you go. And just touched him.
True
And,
that.
like, fucking two-hand touch. But, I don't know. You always want to hit someone. I played linebacker and safety. I liked hitting people. It's my favorite part. But you still got to know when to be smart about it.
Well, and you can only imagine what the league is going to do. They're going to slow that down frame by frame and use any excuse they can to suspend him, fine him, this and that. I mean, certainly a fine's coming, but with his background, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a suspension coming too.
Which would suck because we're going to fucking to England.
England or New
We're
England?
going
Any
London.
old England? No.
Old England.
We're going to Old England, not New one. Not
You're
we're not
facing
seeing Bill
an old
Belichick. We're seeing the Big Ben, the real Big Ben.
Who did they play?
Da Bears.
Oh, good. Go Raiders. Fuck the Bears.
Like,
Fuck the Bears.
fuck the Bears. I might wear my Raiders Khalil Mack jersey while I'm watching it and cry. I might just do that. I might FaceTime one of you guys and be like, I miss him. Start crying and shit.
He's a monster. He
God.
shut down the whole left side today.
Every time I watch him play, I just want to tweet like Khalil Mack's good at football. Just a reminder.
Yeah. Also, they can have a head coach. And I'm not saying he's a good or a bad head coach, but man, that's a lot of money for Gruden.
Fuck, man. It's questionable too.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
don't know that
really
there's any
questionable.
coach worth that. Other than Belichick, I don't know that there's ever been a coach worth that kind of money, man.
What is it? 10 mil a year for 10 years?
10
Yeah,
million.
100 mil.
Mhm.
All
Was it
guaranteed. All guaranteed.
The players have to be so pissed
No.
when you sign that.
Here's the worst part. We're still paying our old coach,
Which one?
Jack Del Rio. We're still paying him $4.5 million a year for the next 2.
Ugh.
So we have this year,
You got that
next
Barry
year,
Bonds contract?
and the year after. No, he signed an extension 3 months before he got fired.
Did Gruden just call him and was like, "Hey, Mark, I'm ready."
Yeah, because Mark has always wanted John Gruden back. So when John was like, "Hey, I want to come back," he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Well, I just signed this guy to an extension." And then he's like, "Oh, well, this is a once in a lifetime thing." So he's just like,
See ya.
"Bye bye."
He knocked down wood. He was with him.
Totally knocked on wood.
How did they
God.
focus anything on Vontez Burfict during Hard Knocks? Like,
How did they not?
yeah, I didn't remember seeing him.
So with Hard Knocks, the Raiders have final say on what gets in and what gets out. And also quite a few Raiders players, like Josh Jacobs, the running back that's lighting it up for him right now. He didn't want to be a part of it. So he just stayed away from cameras.
Uh-oh.
Vontez was on like once or twice, and it was just like conversations with him and Tahir Whitehead.
Former Lion.
Yeah. I love
Jake-
that guy, by the way.
Jacobs ran all over the Colts today, man. I was so disappointed. I know we got a couple big guys out with Hooker out and the Beast and everything. He was looking really good. And you guys' offensive line gave David Carr all the time in the weekend. It was
Derek.
so frustrating.
Derek, not David. Derek.
Yeah. Same
Same thing.
No, not same thing. I like David, not as a football player. He's decent on TV though.
Hardo.
But you guys' offensive line looked really good today.
And Tyler, if you want to see a hardo, look up Darren Carr, the third Carr brother.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
That's not like a parody or anything.
No, he's Derek, and he's the oldest of the 3.
Really, it's like Cooper Manning. I guess
So it's
Cooper
like the Mannings.
So
How I knew about it, there was a picture on Twitter that was tweeted during Hard Knocks, and I was like,
Yeah.
really? There's a third.
Yeah, Darren Carr is a head football coach in Bakersfield.
like high school.
Ohio?
No,
Oh.
no, he's actually pretty cool though. Like he's a big dude. He's not skinny like his brothers. He's a big boy, and he drives around a 1990 Jeep YJ, just like mine, basically.
Well, he's a high school football coach. He's not.
Oh no, but he has money. He has a lot of money because he's at a big high school. He makes good money. Like it's not NFL money, but
I guess some of the bigger schools in Indiana, coaches make over 100, but I guess
Yeah.
California's probably exponentially larger than that.
yeah, it depends on your school. But like some head coaches make ridiculous amount of money. Like De La Salle High School, I would love to get paid what their head coach gets paid. I know he's pretty high in 6 figures.
Is that another California school? Are you rambling off California high schools now?
Well, De La Salle is the number 1 like high school in California. They were like ranked number 1 in the nation for like 6-7 years straight.
Isn't like there a Gorman school or something that's really good too?
Bishop Gorman is in Las Vegas, but
Vegas.
yeah, they're very good.
Future home of the Raiders.
Yeah, Tate Martell, the now starting wide receiver for the Florida Gators, former quarterback, number 1 prospect quarterback to come out of high school, went to
So-
Bishop Gorman. He went to Ohio State.
Now he's at Florida State, or is he still at? Or,
No, he transferred to Florida because he thought he'd get not Florida, Miami, because he thought he'd get an opportunity, and he got beat out by like a freshman.
I thought I heard he was kind of a tool. Was he on one of those shows?
Yeah, he was on QB1. He is a tool, but he's a very, very good tool at football.
Oh,
Marco, why are you being quiet?
I was looking for that video. I just sent it to the group.
What, the video of the dude
Of,
choking out the dude?
Yeah. I would like to also go back, just mention that we were missing 3 of our starters on secondary, and our defense still was held. What's his name? That fake ass quarterback for Baltimore that everybody thought was the shit.
Lamar Jackson.
That guy. Everybody
I
said
like
he was
Lamar.
the greatest.
I don't think he's the greatest. I think he's like a flash in the pan version of Michael Vick,
RG3. He's RG3.
which was a
Yeah.
flash in the pan version of Michael Vick. He's like Michael
Well, it
Vick
wasn't that impressive.
if Michael Vick was only good for like a season.
Did anybody catch that choke that I sent?
Yeah, I just watched.
it was right in front of the ref too.
I know. He didn't do a damn thing.
Jason Witten just dropped that ball.
No, I got punched out. I think.
Uh-huh.
He just can't win.
I mean,
So
Look at
speaking
how
of young
this
quarterbacks, I'm sure you
Tyler,
all.
did you catch that Yair Rodriguez, Jeremy Stevens situation?
yes, it did.
Did anybody else catch what happened at the UFC in Mexico? The main
Shanking.
event? Yair, it was the main event, and these guys, for whatever reason, don't fucking like each other at all, and they're both awesome to watch. Jeremy Stevens from here in
feud.
Des Moines, and then Yair Rodriguez, he's a gangster, but all this, and then Jeremy Stevens moved his camp to Mexico 6 weeks before this fight. 14 seconds in, Yair throws an open hand and catches Jeremy Stevens right in the eyeball. And Herb Dean had to tried, gave him 5 minutes, had the doctor wait, and he couldn't open his eye. So they had to call the fight after 14 seconds on the main event. How bad. And it didn't end there because Yair Rodriguez apparently thinks Jeremy Stevens was just being a bitch about it, which I strongly doubt. And he's already got an X-ray, and he got a pretty deep scratch. But they were talking shit to each other in the hotel, and they've already booked the rematch for next month. So,
Well, who throws an open hand to the face? That's a broken.
It's so difficult when a lot of guys throw those, open hand kind of feeler punches. John Jones does it all the time. He pokes people in the eye, and that it sucks. It's kind of hard to, but it's also hard to have a grappling glove if you don't have open fingers. So,
Well, I'm not saying the equipment is bad. It's just the technique. If you're throwing an open hand and you catch somebody in the forehead or something wrong, you're dislocating or breaking a finger pretty easily too.
Right. Well, no, I mean, it happens a lot where people get poked in the eye, and they haven't made it an official penalty where you lose money yet. And I think that's probably what needs to happen.
That needs to happen. John Jones would do a spinning back fist as a feeler before, before he discovered he could poke people's eye.
Right. So I'm pretty excited about that. Tyler, you said that they wouldn't even ever discuss Khabib and GSP. How do you feel about that now?
I still think it's not going to happen.
It doesn't sound like this Tony thing is going to happen, man.
I don't know. I just then it's like you got if it's truly going to happen, then the next question is, what are you going to do when GSP wins?
Well, the problem is GSP's never made 155 pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be for a belt. Unless they did the 165 division, and Dana White said as long as he's there, he'll never do that, and he's there for another 8 years. So.
Yep. But I don't know. It's gotta enter into the UFC's minds of what do you do if GSP wins, and if it's of main event caliber, you make a belt like Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal are doing, to make it somewhat of a
Super fight.
spectacle. But
I think they should eliminate the 125-pound men's division and just do 165 or 168 or what somewhere in there.
I think they
100.
should
No,
do-
it'd be like 162.
Yeah, I think
Something
they
like
should
that,
do
but-
that. But Henry Cejudo would be pissed.
What's that age
He
difference on that? How old is
He's a 135-pound champ, anyways.
True. Take away his champ status then.
Whatever. I can't
What's
fucking
that age
stand that.
differential? How old is George St. Pierre versus Khabib?
George is like 38, but he didn't fight for 4 years, so he doesn't have all that abuse, and he healed up. And I can't remember. Khabib's like 27, 28, I think.
You got GSP right, and Khabib's 31.
Okay, 31. Khabib's not even in his prime yet, which is stupid scary.
He wasn't in his prime when he was 6 years old beating up grizzly bears.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, man. That guy, to say he's an animal is just an easy shot, but that guy is something else. I still think GSP could beat him.
I don't know. Pushing 40. Somebody pushing 40 and somebody who's in the, even if he's not in his prime, he's in like the prime range. I don't know. I don't know how.
So,
how
are you familiar with all like GSP? Like,
I know he's like an elite. Like he stays in shape. He's probably the most conditioned person.
and he never took a lot of abuse. I'd say. What do you think, Tyler? Probably
He cherry pick his fight.
the first BJ Penn fight. He took some abuse. Maybe Carlos Condit,
He really did.
and
If I remember right, the BJ Penn fight was the first time he got busted open. If I remember.
yeah, I think BJ won that first fight, anyways. But and then his last fight with what's his name, Hendricks. He took some shots there, but for the most part, he avoided a lot of head injury, a lot of body injuries, I think, and he stays in like phenomenal shape. I don't. He might be whatever I said, 38, 39, but I think his body is still runs like probably in his mid-20s. Kind of like a Herschel Walker situation.
Yeah.
And he cherry picks fights because how long has he? Well, it's been
You
about.
can't say that. Look at all his last opponents.
True.
Murderers.
Like legit.
Including Bisping. Murdered Bisping for his title and retired.
Oh, that was also hilarious. So Yair Rodriguez at the end of that fight was super pissed because it got called, right? And Michael Bisping did he was doing the in-ring interviews because Rogan doesn't do the out-of-town ones.
Right.
So Yair Bisping stuck his arm out to like do the interview, and Yair fucking snapped and started cussing him in Spanish and like almost like act like he was going to hit him. And Michael Bisping didn't even. Not only did he not move his hand, he didn't even fucking flinch. He was like, "Shut up!" He didn't like. Obviously Bisping's huge compared to him, but it was hilarious because he didn't even. You have to look. I'll find that clip, but he didn't even flinch.
I tuned out after they called it. I was like, okay, I'm fucking done.
I'm definitely gonna watch that rematch. Well, I guess we can call it a rematch.
They just always hated each other over the stupidest shit.
Jeremy Stevens is a tough ass son of a bitch, and I don't think he's ever ran from a fight. So
No.
I definitely don't think he did that on purpose. Where the fuck Ronnie go?
He didn't like the MMA talk.
He went to take out the trash.
Oh, he hears that he's been summoned, and so he comes back.
Basically, TA. Basically, no, I was checking on the fire.
Fire. Oh, do you know how I jinxed the Lions today? I was sitting there watching the game. I look up and I was like, "Oh shit, Lions about to pull this off." So I texted that out, and then as soon as that was done, everything fell apart. I'm like, "Oh man, I think I fucked up."
You're a prick.
Like as soon as I sent that out, Mahomes just like, nope. this is
No,
over.
My sister-in-law texted me, "Hey, the Lions are winning." She doesn't watch football very often or anything. She was just flipping through the
Yeah.
channel, saw the game, and it literally was 5 seconds before they scored that go-ahead touchdown, and I was like, "They're not."
that's the thing though. It's like as soon as you start saying like that's why I didn't talk shit to Flegs. I
I-
like talking shit. Flegs. I would have loved to talk shit, but the second I talk shit is the second DC throws a pick six.
I usually wait till the game's over.
What?
I wait till the game's over. I'm too superstitious to talk during the game. I feel like I'm gonna have bad karma.
Yeah, I just had to send over the Vontez Perfect gift. That was all I wanted to send out because I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Well, and Ebron thought he was playing with the Lions again. Apparently, he dropped
Oh,
so many passes right in his hands.
He
And it
dropped-
wasn't just Ebron; it was the whole team. But him specifically, they were just right in his hands, and it was so frustrating.
so if he would have caught those 3 balls, that was 50 yards between the 3.
Yeah. Well, and they would have gotten first downs and kept the clock going. It just would have changed the game completely. So, because they were early drops, and that's when the Raiders were dominating was so early. So it was just a frustrating situation.
That wasn't the same team I've watched.
No,
Like I just got done telling Matt that like on Twitter that I don't know what happened there because that wasn't the team from week 2 and week 3. It was closer to the team from week 1 when they were pissed off.
yeah.
So
Well, between T.Y. Hilton being out, and between Hooker being out, and between Darius Leonard being out, those are 3 of your top 10 players not playing the game, and I think that on the field affected quite a bit from the Colts' perspective as well. But I will give you credit; the Raiders had a pretty complete game going on, so they
Yeah.
looked good.
and I had to say thank you to Tanner for Trevor Davis. That end around to Trevor Davis.
Ugh.
Oh my! I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, number 11's on the field. Who's number 11? Because I'm used to number 11 being a fat guy who kicks footballs, right? So I'm like, I see this tiny little white dude walk on the field, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And all of a sudden, I see the end around, and I'm like, oh, we got a fast white guy on the team. That's
That-
new in Oakland.
I thought he was light-skinned.
Yep.
No, he's white. Is he light skinned? Because he looks white.
So.
He could be a light skinned white guy. You never know.
I think he's like Marco colored.
The fuck is Marco colored?
Marco's ass or Marco's like arm?
His arms.
The bits that get exposed to the sun or the non-exposed?
That one.
Dark,
Fucking Marco.
light skinned white guy.
Have you guys been on since you went to Chicago, Marco? Or is this the first time?
No, it's the first time.
Yeah, you
Um,
should tell.
Yeah, that shit was awesome. I went up. We got there. We went up for the Friday show. Me and my wife. We went up. We got to Chicago. I don't know, about 3-4 o'clock, and we were hanging out in the hotel. And then Sean DM'd me. And he goes, "Where you guys at?" Because we stayed. So he was at like directly across the street or like the main street. There's like a resort. Well, okay. We'll get to that part. He was across the street from where I was staying at the hotel I was staying at. So he messaged me. He goes, "Hey, this is like about 5:30," and he was like, "You guys should come over, have a drink before the show." So we finished up getting up ready, and then we went over there, and he was just sitting at the bar by himself because his lady had just left. And then, like, as soon as I walked in, you know, he was holding court with these older guys, and like I could tell what he was doing. But he walked in, he like got up right away, and he came over, and you know, we did the bro hug, and then I tried to introduce my wife, and then she went to put her hand out, and then he just went in for the hug on her too. So she was all nervous about meeting famous people or celebrities, and I was like, trust me, I was like, Sean's just like everybody else. He's cool as fuck. So we sat down, and we were just kind of hanging out with him, and then the people that he was talking to, I don't know if they were businessmen or what, but it's the fucking funniest thing ever. If you guys ever get it, like you're hanging out with Todd or whoever, when somebody else wants to tell a fucking comedian a joke is the best thing ever. So this dude starts fucking telling him one of those jokes that we would fucking tell at work. And he starts fucking it up. And then Sean knows the joke, obviously. So he's like helping him along. He goes, no, start it over. You gotta do it this way. And he was like telling him how to do it. And then so the guy got through, and Sean laughed probably a little bit harder than he should have, but it was still funny. And then the guy wanted to tell him another joke. So I don't know. It was funny. And then those guys left. So we were sitting there hanging out with Sean for a little bit. And then he went to get ready. So this place we were at, it's called Pheasant Run Resort or something. It's a, I don't know. It was probably the shit in the 60s. It's one of those places that has like a banquet hall over here, and then the next one's like the comedy club, but the comedy club's upstairs, and then there's like a bar, a restaurant, blah, blah, blah. But it's all... I think I have to look it up, but probably built in the 60s or 70s, and they haven't updated anything, except for like maybe some fucking TVs and shit. But so we get there, and then when I walk in, when we walk over to the comic place to go get our tickets because we bought them online, Sean was down there with his lady, and then he told me that Jordan was coming because her concert got canceled, and I didn't know what she was doing. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll look out for her. And then I went upstairs, and then we hung out. He had the regular host that works there that opened. That guy was pretty funny. He had this dude, Jason, from New York. Apparently they live like 6 blocks away. They didn't know it. He was his middle guy. He was really funny. We ended up being a part of the show a couple times because we were close enough that they could, when they would ask, like the opener would ask, like, anybody from out of town. So, we raised our hand. He goes, where are you guys from? We said Iowa. And then he actually knew, the Quad Cities. So he made some jokes, and everybody knew what we were talking about. And then the middle guy asked about the DNA testing. And then my wife fucking took it. So she raised her hand. She's drunk as fuck because Sean kept buying her wine. So she starts talking, and then so she becomes a part of the show, and they're like talking back and forth. It was funny. But Sean got to go up and do his set. He's funny as fuck, man. Like, as funny as you guys think he is, and the stories that you have heard him tell, like about his uncle and shit, it's way better on stage. Like, he's funny as fuck. But after the show, we hung out for I don't know. I hung out with him till like 1 or 1:30 when he went to bed. He got fucked up. Everybody that was there. Half people, well, no, it was less than half. Some of the people didn't know who he was. Like, they just had tickets. They got tickets somehow. The people next to us didn't, and I heard their conversation, but they seemed to enjoy it. But there's a lot of Barstool fans. And that was, for me, because I wasn't drinking, and everybody else was hammered, watching all those Barstool guys, like, try to interrogate Sean to find out how they could go work for Barstool was probably the funniest shit I've ever seen, because they were such fucking tryhards, man. They were like, Sean would deflect and talk about Fluffy and hard work and putting in the time. They'd be like, all right, so content wise, like, what do I got? And like, it was just, Sean, oh man, I felt bad for him, but I jumped in and deflected a couple times. I did jump in, while he was sitting there talking to a few of them, and I was like, hey, Sean. And then like a few of the people around knew what it was. A few people thought that I worked with him or for him, and I was just like, I'm just a fucking regular caller. Like, I would assume some of you here, but I don't think I might have been the only one because Will and Matt went yesterday. So, but I don't know, man. It was a good time. Any comedy show that with a halfway decent comedian should be a good time, but Sean is probably extra with him because I've met him before, but we have like some connection, whether it's through Pat or his own show or whatever it is. He's a cool ass dude, and he's exactly what you think he is. Hanging out with him, he doesn't put on like a fake facade.
Chicago guys show up, like Barstool Carl and all that? Did they show up?
Nah, they were there Thursday and they were there Saturday, and I went Friday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would
wouldn't
have loved
recognize
to
them
make.
anyways.
I would love to make fun of White Sox, Dave.
Ugh.
I hate that guy.
I was gonna
hate.
call- I was
fucker.
on hold Friday because I was going to say these motherfuckers are getting rough and rowdy because they were arguing like crazy.
God.
So what about Jordan? Did Jordan do anything on stage? Did he bring
Oh.
it up?
So Jordan showed up halfway through like the middle guy's set, and then she was there with her mom. So as soon as the show was over, because I was sitting across the, I don't know if he posted the picture on Instagram what the room looked like. Well, I was on one side, she was on the other side. But as soon as the show was over, the lights came on. She like stood up and she like yelled my name, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then she was like, started making her way over to me, and then like, we hugged, and then I was like, she said that she was going to the Kane Brown concert, and then that got canceled. So that's why her and her mom and somebody else drove an hour to go see Sean, and then they couldn't stay because they had to drive back an hour to go get on the flight or whatever. I don't know what happened, but I got the picture. So, and she's cool. She's fucking tiny. She's real little. Like she's like, but the hair, it's awesome. Like I just wanted to like, boink the curls or whatever you call it when you like pull on them. What's it called? You get it.
Hold on.
You say Dorn.
Point the
Whatever.
color.
I heard doink and pull on curls.
The hair, she's got the things.
The
Curls.
hair.
Yeah.
You
The
wanna-
perm.
You stretch them out like a spring and let them bounce back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back.
Right.
He wants to watch him bounce like a slinky, right? Marco's like, shut the fuck up.
As I was staying there with my wife. Yeah, no, that's cool.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
it was a good time.
Sean's
really
coming to Indy in a couple weeks, October 10th,
Yeah.
11th, and 12th. So I can only imagine the Heartland fellas are going to show up. So I'm looking to make it out there for one of those dates. Probably either Friday or Saturday if I can. But I've
So
not
it
really
is fun.
talked with them like you guys have.
It is fun being in the know. I mean, there's something I can tell you guys off air, but I'm not. So there's interesting things. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But well, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that right there.
Did you bring him some of your Colorado treats, so to say?
I did. Oh yeah. So I had this. I don't even fucking know. It was some high grade shit from Denver, and then it had.
Keith
I think it was. What was it? It had wax in it.
Yeah.
Plus, it was dipped in something, or it was something stupid. But yeah, so
they
outside,
call it a Keith cone
yeah.
or like a moon rock cone or something along that line.
So I asked him if he wanted to smoke before the show a few times, and he was just drinking. Apparently, he doesn't like to smoke before he's on stage, which, I mean, cool. I could never get on stage, so it doesn't matter to me. But he was definitely down for after the show. So, but it was raining the whole time we were there. So we had to hide. We just literally walked right out the front door of the little hotel area where we were at and just smoked right out the front door. And then there was these people next to me. They were, I was like, you guys want to smoke? And they're like, this is the first time we've been out in months, and we always have our kids, and we found a babysitter tonight, and we haven't smoked in a really long time. I'm like, will you fucking, for the love of God, hit this shit then? I got that high. And then it was a good night, man. It was a lot of fun. He's a cool ass dude.
So there's some couple somewhere talking about that Mexican man really fucked me up.
For somebody who hasn't smoked in a long time, that probably wasn't the right thing to be hitting.
No, they were paranoid. You know they were paranoid.
They
They
hung
were
out for a long
walking.
time, but they never asked me to hit it again.
Were they looking at you real serious like,
No, I told them it was from Denver. Not my
uh,
fault. This is from Denver. My pen.
never your fault, Marco.
I know.
Question: as an adult, can you dress up for Halloween?
What?
In college,
Yeah.
I know I'm out of college, so
right? But that you're still an adult while you're in college, unless you're some like savant Asian kid.
okay. Can an adult who's not in college dress up for Halloween?
So
Shit,
I
I've
will
done it.
say it's conditional. I would say it's conditional. It has to be super topical. You can't go generic, right? You can't just go be a pirate. You can't go be a freaking, vampire bullshit monster, whatever. If you're dressing up as an adult, it has to be something super topical. So I think the big one this year is going to be Hopper from Stranger Things. Just a bunch of big fat guys with a mustache who can actually go out for Halloween. Or the second one is Fat Thor. There's going to be so many Fat Thors this year.
Here's why I ask. I want to be Gardner Minshew for Halloween.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, there's going to be a lot of those too, but that's going to be a younger crowd. So,
Like just imagine me with just this.
I just told my wife earlier I was growing my mustache out.
Dude,
Because I was watching the Jags game.
the mustache is back between Aaron Rodgers, fucking Baker Mayfield, and Gardner Minshew. The mustache is back. And that Gardner Minshew got offered a porn deal. Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard rumors of it. I didn't hear it was confirmed.
I think it was Nate from PSC blogged about it.
Yeah, it got reported like last week that like Cam Soda or something wanted him to represent them.
And
Like
Cam
or something.
Cam Soda is the same company that offered Dave like $50,000 to do a masturbation cam.
Jeez.
Were you just calling a timeout, Flex?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm watching the game.
I'd like Ted Ginn to score this touchdown, though.
So one time I went as Larry the Cable Guy.
Hold on. Why weren't you Carlos Mencia?
Fuck that dude. Fuck that. Fuck,
You should have been
fuck
Larry.
Carlos Mencia.
Manstilia jokes. Carlos Manstilia jokes.
Yeah.
Oh God. What does he do now?
He's been like excommunicated or something, basically. I've not seen him do anything.
He's
I
been
remember-
doing stand up again. He's just doing tour. He's just touring.
Yeah.
Did he get caught stealing jokes? Is that his thing, or what did he do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a whole
Uh-huh.
breakdown on the Joe Rogan Carlos Mencia beef one day on YouTube. It was like 30 minutes long.
And
That
that's
shit goes deep.
Yeah, it's a comprehensive one.
Rogan got
I've seen
kicked out of
that
the
too.
Comedy Store over that. He was out for a long time.
Can somebody bring me up to speed here?
So Carlos Mencia used to steal a lot of jokes. Well, there was a lot of things he did. He used to legit steal people's bits and redo them. And so Joe Rogan's never stood for that shit. And a lot of the jokes he was stealing were Ari Shafir's, who Ari wasn't big then, but obviously now he's a lot more popular.
Like those good videos.
Yeah, so Joe Rogan got on stage at the Comedy Store while Mencia was doing a joke and called him out on it, and they got in this heated argument. And then that's when Mencia was huge, and he had Vitamin C and everything. So they banned Joe. Well, Pauly Shore decided to ban Joe Rogan, or no, it was Mitzi banned him because of everything that happened. And then everything came crashing down for Mencia shortly thereafterwards. But Joe was already out, so he just started doing the Ice House. And then it wasn't until Ari was doing his special where he went back to the Comedy Store just to watch Ari's special, and then that's when he started going back again. Which a lot of people could argue is what got the resurgence for the Comedy Store to the point where it is now, where it sells out every fucking night.
Well, the Comedy Store is like known as Joe Rogan's.
Right. But yeah, he was banned from there for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was like 9 years.
I think, he was out for 9 years. I mean, he wasn't banned that whole time. They tried to get him back, but he's like, nah, fuck you guys. But Yeah, James, it's out there. Just look up Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia. It's interesting. Like, and then so Mencia's been doing a lot of not private shows, but like he just doesn't. If you follow him, you can see where he does just comedy shows across the country.
And like
I don't
Cowboys now.
I don't know if he's gonna be putting together any kind of special. I mean, I would assume so. That's kind of the way it works. They tour with an act for about a year until they feel comfortable, and then they put out a special. But I don't know who
Well,
would pick him up. He could do YouTube.
if you guys remember, Pat, last time when Pat was still on Sirius, he did an interview with Carlos. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember this?
Yeah, there's
And
one
he
with Joey Diaz too.
Yeah.
So, but when Pat was interviewing him, Carlos was talking about coming out with a special, and it never came out.
I don't recall that specifically.
I just don't see anybody taking the risk of buying it.
No, because if
He
you
would
buy
have to
that
put it on YouTube
special,
himself.
yeah, if you buy that special, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm totally cool with this guy's past.
Right. And I think Netflix is they've got way too strong of a book to bring him on. Amazon's just now trying out stand up. They're not going to try it on. They're not going to, I mean, they could, I guess. They might as well somebody's have to do a 2-for-1 deal with Louis C.K. and Carlos Mencia.
Who bounces back first?
Well,
That's like
Carl.
the bargain bin of comedy.
Louis is gonna get a special probably a lot quicker than we think.
I don't know why Cam Soda doesn't want to sponsor him.
I mean,
Well,
jerking
with
off and all. Yeah,
Louis, he's got the support of a lot of the comedian in crowd because even some of the ladies where he was doing weird shit in front of, like he was polite and asking. He's like, "You mind if I go jack off into this plant?" And Sarah Silverman's like, "Fuck, sure, I guess. I don't care." So I think CK at least has some of the support of the comedy community, whereas I don't think Mencia does. So,
no.
and then that bag of milk, Amy Schumer, she got into that whole joke stealing thing too. So,
She was too big. The media carried her.
oh, for sure. I mean, she was stealing her jokes right and left too. So.
Yep.
But she got
Oh, no,
big
the
at
whole-
the same time and essentially slammed the door on her comedy career.
Yep.
She is Hollywood. That ain't like I get like comedians can be like actors, but you can't be that type of actor and be a comedian at the same time. With her schedule, obviously she's stealing shit if she's having someone else write her shit.
It's different, because people do have writers like Chris Rock, had Louis C.K. and, fucking Wanda Sykes and help write. But at least it's known there, like, that they're working, but they're still crafting jokes for you.
Yeah,
But
well, that's the whole thing.
Blatantly stealing shit.
Because comedians do share jokes. They will be like, hey, I'm not good with this. This is more your alley. And
Or
I've
they'll give
heard-
them tags, like they'll fix a joke for them.
Yeah, because I've heard Joe talk about how he's done that with Bert and how, like, Bert and Tom Segura kind of do the same thing. It's like in that little four-way of comedians, they kind of help each other out that way.
Sure. And that's the way it should be. Like, everybody can eat,
Yeah, there's plenty of specials out there for all four of them.
I just got done watching Jeff Dunham's newest one.
Not
Man,
Eh.
Peanut's part is always amazing. Like, I fucking love that dude. Like, whenever I see Peanut, like, I know he's a ventriloquist, but to me, Peanut is his own character, and I fucking love that dude.
It's weird
But-
to watch a man play with dolls, so it's still
Yeah, the rest of it, I mean, the Ahmed stuff, all that, I mean, it's whatever. But, I mean, Peanut's always funny.
So,
I
Brian, you
watched-
mentioned Bert. His so that dance video that Bert came out with that.
I love it.
So I don't know if you guys know, like they did a whole Rogan episode of them trying to come up with what they're going to do for Sober October.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like Bert's whole thing. He's like, let's do a dance off, right? But no, Joe specifically was not into that. Have they come out with what they're going to do for their Sober October this year?
I haven't heard anything. Have you, Marco?
No, actually, I haven't heard anything either. But I also wasn't in the loop all weekend. But it is, I mean,
October's.
right around the corner.
It's like
If I
3
remember
days
the
or 4
last
days, I don't
couple,
know.
if I
So they're
remember the
probably going to
last,
record. They're probably going to record the day of and tell us what it is,
yeah,
or tomorrow, I suppose.
like I remember the last week of September, they usually get together and decide what they're gonna do and record it.
Because last time they talked about it, Joe was talking about running for distance.
I met Bert during Sober October 2 years ago.
That must be miserable.
Yeah, we were staying at the same hotel as him, and then he was like just leaving the gym as we were walking in, and then like I guess it was cool that I got to see him on Sober October, but at the same time, like if you're going to see Bert, like
You want to see
probably want to drink with him.
Yeah.
you want to see Bert who's dancing to that WoW song. That type of Bert.
Yeah.
My wife gives me shit because I love that video so much. I've probably watched it 100 times.
All the remixes are great too.
Oh yeah, who
Gordo's
did
great.
the Clayton Anderson one?
Yeah,
Run Wild.
God.
yeah, that was a good one.
Tony does some good shit, man.
How
Yeah, that was
about
pretty awesome. That call you got on the show.
No doubt.
Right?
proud of little Tone?
Same day as Chef said that he would do our show, which I never got a chance to talk to him about this weekend because everybody else wanted to talk to him about business, and I was like, not the place. So I'll talk to him about it. We'll get him on for sure. That was huge news for us, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Dropping.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, one of our next guests is gonna be Trevor from PSC. I don't know if this will come out before or after Trevor's. Will Tyler?
No, I'm flipping this, so it'll be out Monday morning because I don't have anything else.
All right. So Trevor from PSC is going to be our next guest. He's been working on that website since he was 11 years old. That should be an interesting conversation.
That's wild.
Like
Well-
the plan is to start bringing in people who are from the outside. Like we've talked about a few different people that would be kind of cool. And if anyone has any suggestions or has someone who has a cool story, let us know. You know, just
Yeah, I do think
DM
that
one of us.
I think our DMs are actually open on the Underdash Anomalies.
The
God damn it, Mark.
the negative sign laying on the ground like Marco Anomalies.
You can see it on my upper middle back. Okay, fuck off. I listened back to our episodes and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought Ronnie was the idiot.
I did too, honestly. I'm looking smart today though with the glasses and all.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so get this. So I go in to go get a pair of sunglasses at my wife's doctor's office that she works at. And I've always thought I have fucking perfect vision. Like, you know, whatever. And I go in there and then she does this machine thing on me to look at my eyes. And it turns out my right eye sucks. So these are her glasses. She has the same thing. Her right eye isn't as strong as her left. So
What's that called? Astigmatism?
no, it's called being halfway blind in one fucking eye, Marco.
No.
It's called
So
not
you're gonna
perfect vision.
You're gonna be a true raider soon? You're gonna have a patch?
I bet.
I honestly thought about that. I was like, how cool would it be to get an eye patch? But the thing is, my dad is blind in one eye, like completely blind in one eye, and he does have an eye patch, and they're not comfortable.
Have
They
you told
do
the pro
suck.
thing to him? Is his depth perception real fucked?
Oh, his depth perception's fucked. He got hit in the eye with a fucking bungee cord when I was like 9.
Oh.
Yeah, that was wild. I was
I
like,
deal with bungee cords like almost every day, and that I'm terrified of one of those fuckers hit me in the shin or something.
yeah, don't let him hit you in the face. It's not fun.
Yeah.
No, it was so bad that my company basically outlawed bungee cords.
Damn.
Jeez.
We use only straps now. We use straps and tie downs.
I mean, can you not just like wear safety glasses?
You can, but my dad was wearing his safety glasses when he got hit,
Oh,
and it came back. And when it hit, like how like those polyurethane, like hard plastic glasses that are supposed to be shatter resistant. Apparently, they're not when the metal hook comes and jabs through them.
Oh, fuck.
So now they
Yeah.
stay strapped.
Yeah, so that was a fucked situation. But he had 9 surgeries, and they couldn't save it.
Is it still in there? Is it dead or is it out?
So what it is they took majority of the eye out, like the stuff that would get infected. So now it's just the muscle behind it. And then there's a cap that goes over the muscle. Like the muscle is like a ball, and then there's like the eye cap that goes over it. And now he has a plastic cap that pops into his eye.
What the fuck?
Could
So,
you take a marker to it and like draw an eye on there or something?
funny story. He can take it out, right? To clean it. So I'm playing baseball. I'm like 13, 14 years old. I have this shithead catcher that we had on our team named Clay. Dude's a dick. He has a man bun now. He makes some questionable life decisions. Clay, love you, bud, but cut the fucking hair. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So Clay is just fucking around during practice. He's chasing deer in the outfield. He's leaving the catcher's position. He's throwing his glove at.
Why is there deer in your house?
Dude, I live in the middle of the fucking nowhere, okay?
You guys don't have fences?
No. Like I said. So we're sitting there, and my dad's like, Clay, I swear to God, if you don't start fucking practicing, I'm going to pull my eye out, and I'm going to hit you with it. So you're a 14, 15-year-old kid, right? Light bulb goes off in your head. He won't fucking do it, right? Nope. Clay decides he catches a ball, and he just throws it at my dad. Just threw it at him, hucked it. Hit my dad in the back of the head. My dad gets pissed off. My dad, who not in good shape, had 3 knee reconstructions while he was in the Navy, a shoulder reconstruction, and he's blind in one eye. Takes his eye out, and he's chasing Clay down the third baseline. And he's just huffing and puffing, moving his big belly, and he pulls the fucking eye out, and he throws it. Hits Clay in the back of the head, like perfectly in the back of the head. Falls in the dirt. Clay turns around, and he's like, what the fuck? And he like kicks dirt at my dad. Kicks the eye. We couldn't find the fucking eye. It goes in the tall grass because guess what? Apparently our county can't mow the fucking grass at our baseball field. So we had
Why
to
would
get
they
on
mow the grass? All the fucking deer eat it, apparently.
apparently. But anyways, so we had to stop practice, and we had to get on our hands and knees and search for my dad's eye because that thing's expensive. But he did have a backup eye because he had to clean up the new one, and his backup eye looks like, like those anime characters, how they have the weird looking eye. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Super glossed over, sort of looking.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, kind of really, really oddly shaped. It looks like this, and there's like a little oval.
Right.
It looks like it's facing the wrong way. Anyways, my dad's extra eye looks like that, and he had to wear that until he could get that eye professionally cleaned. And instead, my dad just decided to say fuck it and wore an eye patch. So I stole his eye patch and I tried it on. That's how I know eye patches suck.
What the fuck?
I think we need Gordo to animate that sequence of your dad chasing that kid. with the
I would
eyeball.
love for him to do that. Honestly,
Yeah, I am gonna clip that and we'll use it as a promo video.
yeah. But no, here's a fun fact. Okay, in my family, there is one person who has all of their teeth, can see out of both eyes, because my grandpa's blind in both eyes. My other uncle is blind in his left eye. If you put my uncle and my dad together, and you take their right eye and left eye, they can see. Anyways, one of my uncles got shot, a bullet shot next to his ear, blew out his eardrum, can't hear out of his ear. So, can't hear. So I am the only person in my family who can see out of both eyes, has all their teeth, and can hear.
Wow.
Sounds like you're from some inbred Kentucky county or something in the middle.
No,
Alright.
I'm from Montana. I'm from Montague, California, where it was more likely that a horse would ride through the bar doors than, people actually get arrested. It's kind of a backwoods town.
That
They
city's
got,
So
in
that,
do you-
they got that Hoover.
What?
Did you guys, baseball coaches, ever do a cup check on you guys?
Yeah, my main baseball coach, I had a majority of my life, John, he would walk by me because I ended up playing catcher because Clay, the guy that has the man bun, sucks. Sorry, Clay. So I played catcher my last 2 years. I played baseball, and he would walk by me with the little tiny bats you used in t-ball, and he would like swing it at my nuts to make sure that I was wearing a cup.
Yeah.
Well, every time I was wearing a cup, except for one time.
Line us up on the third base line, man, and just line us up and just take the end of the bat and just tap, tap, tap.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah. And those fuckers, I swear, if you don't have a cup, fucking cover your balls, dude. Like, it's like you hear a clunk, 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 and then a thud. And it's like, what are you doing? Protect your fucking gems, bro.
Fucking gems,
I'm
bro.
gonna take it like a man.
I mean, if we were talking ball stories, I have a lot of stories about just random shit. I have a story about how one of my buddies ended up with a black ball and he thought he got raped. That's for a different podcast.
Did he wear a bullet?
I don't know if I should. Is Tyler even here? Tyler's not here. What the hell?
All right. Well,
Well,
Oh, I hope you can read that.
everybody, just wait for that one because I will tell that one eventually. I have to get the full story from the guy because I just remember the phone call and he's like, "What the fuck happened last night?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I wasn't with you." So, anyways,
those are scary stories from the guy's perspective.
yes, I would actually like to get him on. He'd be interesting. He's an idiot. He's my buddy Travis. Bigger idiot than me, believe it or not.
Can you get that guy
You
on?
guys probably run together.
What?
Can you get the guy on whose sister killed her boyfriend?
Oh, Jody's brother, Joey.
Jody Arias or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Joey doesn't talk to anyone anymore.
I can't imagine why.
So when I was in college, I moved into an apartment complex and I found out that he lived in the same complex as me. And after I found that out, I was like looking around for him. And I saw him one day and I talked to him and he's like, "Yeah, no, like I don't talk to anybody from home, anything, because everybody just wants to ask me about Jody." That's it.
Well, that's exactly why James wants him on here. So what's the fucking difference?
I don't even know where he lives anymore. That's the thing. I don't have his phone number anymore. I don't know where he lives. He doesn't use Facebook, Twitter, nothing.
I'm sure he's a fan. He's got to be a fan of you. He's a big trash man guy.
He was there the day that the guy got hit in the eye. I mean, hit by the eye.
Perfect.
He was actually pitching that day. So, and another fun fact, the day that his sister murdered her boyfriend, we were leaving for a baseball tournament. And then 3 days after that happened, his sister was at the baseball tournament sitting next to my mom.
Okay.
This
then.
was before everything was found out. My mom and her were like having conversations and shit.
Did your mom say if she seemed a little strange that day?
No, my mom was like, she acted perfectly normal. I don't know what the fuck's going on. When that happened, we had like news cameras all over our town. And it was like, we didn't really know what was going on because our local news sucks. And they have 1 hour that they do news and it's at night. So when everyone else heard about it, we didn't hear about it till later.
She was like over at your house for dinner, and
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck? Well, because we knew that I went to school and Joey didn't go to school, and I thought that was weird. I was like, it's kind of odd. And then Joey's mom was my dental hygienist, and she didn't show up for work. So, I don't know. And I haven't seen them since all this happened either. Last time I saw them, they were on TV during the trial.
Ooh.
Other than Joey. I've seen Joey like 3 times, maybe.
We had one of those that got I mean, it was. I think the mom or somebody ended up on one of those daily talk shows. But we had that girl here. She was 16. She was killed by Sarah Kolb, some chick, and then a couple of her friends. They like ended up killing her and then cut her fucking head off and hid it in different parts of the state. It was fucking nuts. There was a bunch of 16-year-olds that did it. That happened here, so it's weird.
Well, did you guys see the Casey Anthony news?
Yeah. Good for Diggs, huh?
Gee,
I saw Diggs tweet
good
it.
for
Yeah,
Diggs, man, but how does somebody who murders your own daughter want to have more kids?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, what she did it.
OJ did it.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna let you guys finish this out, but I got some dad stuff I gotta take care of. I was
All right,
glad
take
we were able
care.
to get one of these in.
Trash man,
Yeah.
you're responsible for intro.
All right.
Intro.
I don't think you can handle it.
I'll do it
Fuck off. Later, gentlemen.
later. Hey, Tyler, we're gonna cut this all out at this part, obviously. How much more do you want to do?
I mean, I'm good with the hour we've done.
All right. So,
Spend about 15 minutes on each subject. I'm okay with it.
all right. So, man, I got to remember how Tanner does this. I'll do the outro first.
If it's easier for you.
I'll do the intro, actually. I don't know.
do the middle.
Do the middle?
No,
We did the
that's-
middle.
We just did the middle.
The middle fucking-
I'm bad at this. Hello, we are the Anomalies. We are at the __ minus sign laying on the ground like Marco Anomalies on Twitter. We are at Tanner the Vanilla Gorilla, at the Vanilla Gorilla. Learn how to spell vanilla like a white man. At Que Pasa Primo, spelt like Que Pasa Primo in Spanish. We are we have at Tyler Allen. Pretty fucking self-explanatory. Tyler Allen. Then we have at JJ Flagel. Flagel spelled like bagel, just with fla in front of it. And then, Gems, what's your at?
I got it.
And then we have at Gemins 1530. 15 is half of 30, guys. 1530.
Good man.
and at Trashman Ronnie.
And then me, pretty self-explanatory. The shining star of the group, at Trashman Ronnie. Have a good night. Don't be stupid like Marco. Okay, that's the outro. And then
Your intro.
you want intro? Welcome. This is the Anomalies. We say a lot of
No,
stupid shit.
pause.
This is what?
Do it with a bit more.
A little more gusto,
Yeah.
Little bit
just a
more. emphasis.
Jem's got it.
Hello. Hello. We are the Anomalies. At the Anomalies. At the _anomalies. We are a podcast of idiots. We have talked about some very stupid shit in this podcast. So enjoy. Marco sucks. That work, Ty? Tyler, that work? I can't hear you.